Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is for the beginners who would like to start learning AWS or the people who want to migrate their applications to AWS. I'd like to share some of my experience when navigating AWS because I saw some of the common concern people ask. AWS have 200 plus services. Do we have to learn all of them? The simple answer is no. You don't have to learn all those services at once. And it is impossible because AWS is huge. It is very much impossible to learn everything at once. So how to start? You have to start with your role. So what you want to be, like what you are doing it currently. You may be a developer or a DevOps engineer. You want to come to cloud, or you are a solution architect, or so many roles. Okay, you will be carrying any specific role, and you have to map your role for the cloud. I'd like to share my experience how I navigate AWS as a web developer. I have a web development background. Then when I want to make cloud native applications, the way I approached with the help of some tutorials, some mentors, I would like to share my experience how I navigate to the cloud. I have a full stack application made up of Angular, and the backend is .NET backend. Some applications are Node application. Then I went to see how I can move this application to the cloud. Okay, there are a lot of ways. Then I chose serverless part because the serverless, you don't have to provision the server, and you don't have to take care of the scaling and all. So the serverless is the easiest, quickest way to configure all those things in a seamless way. Then I started exploring those serverless options. My full stack application has front end, right? Made up of Angular. It's an Angular application. Then I see what is the best way, which service will help me to host the Angular application, static single page application. So the answer is S3 web hosting. So I went to see what is S3 and how it support static website. Okay, S3 web hosting. Also content delivery, how it works with CloudFront. Okay, so these two, this S3 web hosting and CloudFront work hand to hand to deliver your content smoothly, securely. Okay, so those two services I learned. Then this static website need to talk to the API. So I went to the API gateway. So API gateway is a service which help us to receive the HTTP request and do the processing, backend processing. It's a managed HTTP service. Okay, API gateway. Then I went to learn API gateway. API gateway can send the events to the backend for the processing, right? So there are a lot of destinations. One of the major destinations is Lambda, which is actually going to process data. All sort of computations you will do it in Lambda, right? The Lambda is kind of a supercomputer and you simply need to put your code and that's it. You don't have to manage anything. It's a wonderful serverless service, right? I spent some time learning Lambda, then DynamoDB for data storage. Okay, so this way I mapped my full stack application into serverless flavor of AWS. Okay, this just the example. So same way you can plan your application or your solution and identify your services and learn those services to provide the solution, to complete solution. By just navigating the console or learning the services individually will not help you to learn AWS. For the beginners, I request you build your some solutions, create a static website or some API or do some dashboard application. Lots of tutorials are there to build up real solutions. So build to learn AWS. You don't have to learn all the services at once. You identify your solution and build a solution. Eventually, you will get better learning AWS. Thank you.